Hello everyone and welcome to my dungeon anti-guide for Tam-Tara Deepcroft. It's not a guide, it's the opposite of a guide, designed to lead you astray. So the first thing that you see when zoning in is a jailhouse for rocks. This is where bad rocks go when they're hardened by grime. You can see where some of the rocks broke out. I guess they should have kept them under better rock and key. I'm sorry. If you take a good look at the first mobs here, you'll see that a good reason to join the Dalamud cult, besides the dental plan, is you get a badass UV tattoo. I've heard UV tattoos can pose some health risks like dermatitis, but zombification I did not expect. You can't miss the giant purple ball in the middle of the room that looks like the love child of Dalamud and Gummy the garbage gumball from SpongeBob. There are some flesh fly swarms which I'm inexplicably able to kill with a single horizontal swipe of my sword. And there's these little beetles that do that really scary thing where you think they don't fly, but then all of a sudden they start flying and you get really scared and you don't know what to do. Slowly exploring this place for this video, I got a new appreciation for this room with the little fireflies everywhere. This room is just like the fairy fountains from Zelda, except the water can give you dysentery and the fairies wish you were dead. The next room is a crypt with a ragged banner hanging with some kind of logo on it. I stared at it for a long time, but I couldn't figure it out immediately. Then we have our first boss fight with the little diaper baby demons, Jeff the intern, and the soul counter demon, or Hell's accountant. Now, I don't want to make this sound weird, but he's not wearing clothes, right? I mean, that's not a chastity belt, is what I'm saying. That's his ding dong hanging out. Am I right? Like, there's nothing else that could be. I'm so sorry to make this weird. I mean, it's protruding. It looks like they had a glazed ham sitting out here on the table for Jeff's birthday. Every day is Jeff's birthday since he's constantly being copy pasted. Hey, isn't that the same icon from earlier? I think it is. So that must be their corporate logo. I noticed a lot of this stuff has tentacles all over it. What is that about? Because does Dalamud have anything to do with tentacles? As far as I know, it doesn't. Are all cultists automatically entered into the Tentacle Fetish Society? Here we can see the escapee rocks trying to get out the exit door, but they're rocks, so it's gonna take a while. And they gotta work together, but they're working on it. They got little guy on the handle. Sometimes I think it's weird, the places you can't go. Like, I'm the warrior of light. I've scaled the tallest mountains in Eorzea, but I can't climb up this little pile of rocks. What does it mean to be part cat if I can't get into places I'm not supposed to be? In this room, it looks like the rocks left behind stone vases as decoys to cover their escape. I guess you could call that an evasive maneuver. So yeah, this is the symbol of the Dalamud cult. I'm just surprised because didn't they just get here? How does it look so bad already? There were the little mites, little spider mites in here. Maybe they eat logos. We then have the exact same mini boss encounter as before with the diaper babies and Jeff and the accountant. Like, I don't normally like to call out Square for copy pasting because I understand game dev is hard, but come on, even the glazed ham is here. We then run into these spider crabs, which might look scary at first, but I mean, logistically, this little dude is not gonna be able to do a lot of damage to you because, first of all, his mouth has got jaws that open from the bottom, so he's got a giant hole in his mouth where you can fall out. And he opened his mouth real wide, and I noticed he don't even have a trachea. Like, he don't have an esophagus. Even if he did, like, where would it go? You don't have a stomach. There's no room for a stomach. Like, is he digesting crap in his legs? Probably not. He's probably just not eating, which is why he's so skinny. Here you can see they made an effort to lock up the rocks better. You can see they pieced together the plywood to put a new gate. But guys, like, it's gonna happen again. Here you can clearly see their logo. It's pretty, but what are they even paying Jeff for if he's not studying the principles of effective logo design? It's not simple, it's not memorable, it's not versatile. It's like complicated to print. In the next room, you pick up a tentacle globe that's called a cultist rosary. I felt that was provocative of some strange images because the way that you would normally operate a rosary is you'd hold the beads in your hand and rub each one as you say your prayers, and in the case of a tentacle rosary, you would, I assume, rub each sucker until you're finished. The more I think about it, the more it makes me feel uncomfortable. Then we have the same encounter we've had 2 times, copy pasted another 2 times. Like somebody at Square just went to town with the copy paste buttons. When you activate the final ball, a bridge floats up out of the abyss. Like damn, if you have this technology, can you not fix up the place a little bit? Can you not organize the rocks a little better? Galvanth the Dominator is the boss's name. And based on what we see elsewhere in the map, it's pretty clear that he was an ancient Gridanian leader that was resurrected by the cult. So the question is, did they change him into Squid Boy? Or, and here's tinfoil hat time, were the ancient Gridanians ruled by tentacle boys? Maybe both? I mean, his skin is pretty pale, right? Seems unusually pale. He looks like a zombie Squid Boy. He casts water, which is a white mage spell. He has a little crown on his head. I don't think the cultist taught him about water. He just always knew because he's a squid. He's got a little clamshell belt. I don't think the cult provided that. He must have had it already, which, you know, actually, it makes sense that a moon-worshipping cult would resurrect him because the moon controls the tides. So they would be natural allies, am I right? So then the next question is, following this conspiracy theory, how would the tentacle monsters end up in Gridania? Well, they would probably have come in with the Great Flood of the 6th Umbral Era. And after the waters receded, they were left stranded in the Twelveswood too far from the ocean. So they wanted to go underground where it's warm and wet. That's why the Higher and Ellison stopped fighting all of a sudden to build Gelmora together. They were mind controlled by the Squid Boys. He's called the Dominator and he does use mind control magic. Just think about it. Just think about it. On the symbol of Gridania, which is shown in Gelmora, I mean, here in Gelmora, it's like the symbol of Gelmora that predates the modern symbol of Gridania was pretty much the same motifs in it. Those aren't snakes around the little flower. Those are tentacles. And the little dots are suckers. Okay? It's not eyes. It's just tedious to draw a million suckers to get the point across. They're not the Dalamud cult. They don't have Jeff working on their logo. But that's not all. I did some more digging, and you may know that the slogan of Gridania is "Woods will be done." But centuries ago, it might have been different in Gelmora, because the word wood comes from the Middle English word woad, or the Old English wad, meaning mad or insane. So maybe it's just a slogan that got garbled over the years, but could have at one time been "Wads will be done." May the will of the insane one be done. I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As always, thank you from the HQ. I'll see you next time.